You have young stars, you have international, you have historical franchises, you have historic seasons going on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Hard Foul Radio. Appreciate you for tuning in today. This is the show that values time, so let's not waste any. Baseball. I love you, but we gotta talk. No show, no prime time, no big time, no mainstream sports media is going to be starting their show with baseball this week. You might say, why is that a big deal? Maybe because we're, I don't know, days away from the playoffs and no one's gonna be talking about it. Exclude MLB Network. All they do is baseball. A lot of times I'm just mad at sports media because sports media, for the most part, sucks. And I'm very vocal about it sucking. But this is baseball's fault. It's okay to be wrong. Perfectly okay. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. We're all wrong from time to time. To continue to be wrong and to be stubborn in your being wrong, well, now that's a problem. Baseball has decided to be stubborn and continue to be wrong. Baseball made a decision a couple years ago. We're going to market our history. No current or active player or active storyline is bigger than the history of Mays, DiMaggio, Hank Aaron, the 1927 Yankees. We're going to glamorize Babe Ruth, all these guys. So no matter who's currently playing, no one's bigger than that. The NFL brands the shield. Basketball, we're going to market our stars. Baseball markets history, and it failed. It just failed. And I can no longer give baseball the benefit of the doubt because baseball has everything you would need. Baseball arguably has the most talent and the most young stars of any sport. Like, if I just gave you the cliches of things that you needed to be exciting, baseball has it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Fernando Tatis, these might be your MVPs. International appeal. Your actual AL MVP is an international player. Maybe you need big star, new city. Have you heard of Nolan Arenado? He got traded this offseason. Maybe you need the Cinderella story or the little guy who's playing with the big boys. The Rays are going to end up with the most wins in the American League. Again. The Rays also have, by the way, a young star who's international, who has a 42 game on base streak. Nothing. If you don't succeed at something in life, because you just don't have what it takes physically, mentally, whatever the case, which is fine. Everyone's got their own skill sets. I'm trying to talk for a living. Couldn't play basketball. It's fine. That would hurt a little more than I thought it would. But when you have all the tools, I might be tall, but I just flat out don't have the physicality or athleticism of a LeBron James. If you're wealthy, and you're born with wealthy parents, and you're born into a good home, and you get to go to a good school, and you have all these things taken care of for you, and you still can't figure out how to get out of your own way, that is more on you, and you, deservedly so, should be viewed differently than the kid who, for lack of a better term, was born with an alcoholic father and a crackhead of a mother. It's a difference. Baseball, you have everything. You have young stars, you have international, you have historical franchises, you have historic seasons going on. Salvador Perez just hit 40, just set the major league record for, I think now he's at 46, most home runs ever by a primary catcher in major league history. You know, the sport that brands its history. The most disappointing thing is, or my rant really, I just got into my head. Like I said, no one's going to talk about baseball as a lead off for a show or as a lead topic or like, hey, this is really important. That's days away from your postseason as the St. Louis Cardinals, who, by the way, have international players, have future Hall of Famers, have a guy who is a superstar, top 5-10 player in the sport traded to their team in the offseason, and I don't know, are on a 17-game win streak to clinch a playoff spot. And no one's talking about them. I love you, baseball. I'm going to watch. I'm going to tune in. But man, you make it hard sometimes. And I'm not saying you got to be as popular as the NFL or the NBA. Maybe that's just not possible. But you can do a better job than you've done now because a lot of your biggest players, a lot of your superstars, they could walk down the street and no one know them. Jacob deGrom could walk down the street and no one know him. And that's a damn shame. Segueing to that, to something else that's kind of disappointing here. A lot of people in life, we think we need more. And I'll save it for, or I'll keep it to an American lifestyle. I don't have this, or I don't have enough of that. I want a little bit more of this and a lot more of that. When really, a lot of people could find their happiness if they were just at peace or doing enough. And this isn't a matter of lazy or wanting to go for your dreams. It's not an effort conversation. But most people, in their pursuit of wanting more, they fall behind on their bills. They get in debt. They have fallouts with friends. Other issues arise because they're trying to get more. And then they feel like they'll only be happy once they get this more. And then they get the more, and they're not really that happy. Kevin Durant, at one point, wanted more, got more, and it worked. He went from OKC to Golden State and said whatever you want about the decision, it worked for Kevin Durant's happiness. He went to a place he seemed to enjoy playing basketball more. He got championships, he had success, still scored a lot of points, won a lot of games. It worked. He was content. He was happy. Barring a Clay injury, the Warriors and Durant could still probably be doing that, not just last year, but this year as well, and probably another year or two before someone slows down. But Kevin Durant wanted more. So instead of staying with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and Steve Kerr in a situation that he found content and happiness with, after seeking more to get to them, he wanted even more. More dynamic players. More teammates that could score the ball. So he went to Brooklyn. And now Kyrie and James Harden, who Harden looks like he is trying to be in the best shape of his life, and he's going out. There's a bunch of videos of him working out, working on his game. He looks like he's got it. And KD should be content and happy with Harden. But the whole Kyrie situation, and that's who he originally went to Brooklyn for. Kyrie doesn't want to get vaccinated. Kyrie wants to take time off from the team, just unannounced. Kyrie wants to kind of live life on his own terms. And that's all fine. Kyrie is kind of turning out to be the crazy girl. KD had a content and happy home in Golden State. He wanted more. He wanted the really beautiful girls, the really nice cars, the really big homes, and he thought that was in Brooklyn. And the way, when you have a Kyrie Irving who won't get vaccinated, so there's a chance he might not be able to play any home games in Brooklyn. If the Nets wanted to trade him, he said he'd just retire. And who knows if he even plays all of the road games he's available for. Not just his own personal reasons, but Kyrie has a history of being injured. Kevin Durant was content. Kevin Durant had it. Now, you think he's not regretting the decision just a little bit? Just a little bit?